how do we get cleaning clients in 2024? So this is not some generic video where I talk about lots of different marketing strategies. I'm going to boil down the exact things that we need to be doing in 2024 to most effectively get cleaning clients into our business. So 2024, there are a couple of things that are very specific to this particular time. So as we know, we are coming through a period of cost of living pressures, interest rates being higher. So what we're finding generally is that clients are becoming a bit more price sensitive. For those of you that have been running your own cleaning business, you'll probably be seeing that there's more people price shopping, asking for prices, and potentially you're having to compete and be a bit more aggressive with the pricing in your cleaning business. So clients becoming more price sensitive, but on the other side as well, the recruitment environment continues to be difficult, continues to be challenging. Business owners, including myself, are finding that it is continuing to be difficult to find good quality staff that have experience, staff that are willing to put in the extra yard, staff that are loyal, and staff that will stay with your business for a long period. And that is really key. Continuity of your staff is a big driver of the growth in your business. So in this video, let's jump into the exact things that we need to think about in 2024 to grow your business as quickly as possible. So I want to cover 3 main points. The first point is about pricing. So as I said, clients are becoming more price sensitive. And the easy and the obvious thing to do if you're not getting as many clients into your business as you did previously is to compete on price, start dropping your prices. But I want to tell you that that is really the last thing you want to be doing in your business. If you do end up dropping your prices, then that's absolutely fine. But make sure that you are looking at lots of different other things that you can do to try to maintain your price. Try and focus on the quality of your service. Try and think of different things that you can bring to the service so that you don't need to drop your prices. So the big formula that I talk about in other videos on my channel is about pricing relative to, your pricing being a function of your labor cost. So what I mean by this is that we generally want to price our labor at 50% of the price that we charge our clients. So let's say we have a $200 cleaning, we don't want to be paying our cleaning staff more than 50% of that $200, so $100 for that cleaning. And generally we can look at that by estimating the amount of time that it would take to clean that property, multiply that estimated time by the hourly rate you're paying your cleaners. And as I said, you generally don't want to be paying more than 50% of your revenue to your cleaning staff. And the reason why that 50% labor number is so important is that we need to make sure that we have enough profit left over after we pay our cleaners to reinvest and grow our business and put more money into marketing, more money into recruitment. And importantly, we need to make sure that we are paying ourselves as cleaning business owner once all the costs in our business have gone through. So we need to be disciplined around our pricing. We want to make sure that we try to maintain that 50% number. We can go up to a maximum of 60%, I would say, but anything above 60% and we're getting into really dangerous territory, because if we're paying 60% of our revenue to our cleaners, then we just don't have very much left over to reinvest in our business as well as pay us as the business owner. So point 2 is we need to, before we even think about how to get clients into our business this year or which marketing channels, we need to make sure that we stay disciplined on our pricing. So discipline around pricing, keep that 50% labor cost number in the back of your mind and try to maintain that. Do not go above 60%. Point 2 is focusing on Google. So, as many of you will know who follow me on my channel, I'm a firm believer that Google is the best place to find cleaning clients. Ultimately, if you are a potential client and you are looking for a cleaning business, you go to Google, you Google it, you type in maid service near me or house cleaning companies in my area. You don't go to Facebook, you don't go to Instagram, you don't go to any of these other channels. If you want a cleaning company and you are serious about hiring a cleaning company, you go to Google. So with that in the back of our mind, I still believe that Google should be the place in 2024 where we focus our time and money to get clients. So Google is really the place to focus. You'll get a higher close rate, you'll get more clients, you'll get higher paying clients by focusing on Google. So point 3 is that now that we know that Google is the place to focus, obviously page 1 of Google consists of different parts. And we'll go into that in a bit more depth in the next few minutes. But essentially, there are 3 main sections on page 1 on Google. You have your Google local service ads section at the very top. And, you may have seen, many of you will be aware of what these look like. Typically there's 3 or 4 companies at the top. There'll be a phone icon, there'll be some number of reviews, ratings, and then the name of the business. And you can simply, as a user, click one of those and that call will get taken to the cleaning company that you want to speak to. So Google Local Service Ads is that top section. It's also called Google Guarantee, Google Local, it has various names, but effectively for you as the cleaning business owner, this is Google's pay-per-lead platform. So essentially what you are doing here is you tell Google, okay, I have a budget of, let's say, $250 a week. I want to get as many calls and as many inquiries as I can for that budget. Google will charge you each time they send you a phone call or send you an online inquiry, so potential clients can also message you as well as calling you. However, the issue is with this platform is that you don't really have much say around what you are being charged on a cost per lead basis. That is really determined by Google. You can set a lower bid price for your lead, but effectively if you are only willing to pay a much lower price for your leads than the market rate, Google will simply just not show your company in that top band. So Google Local Service Ads, 12 months ago used to be absolutely fantastic. It can still be effective. However, it's becoming much more saturated, because it's such a simple platform to use, because there's not much that you need to do apart from a simple background check and load up some company documents. Aside from that, you just turn it on. So as you can imagine, most cleaning companies out there that are trying to grow their business are running Google Local Service Ads campaigns. So, really you want to be doing it. It's a no-brainer to be running these LSA campaigns. It's not as good as it used to be, but it's still a highly effective platform. And if you are picking up recurring clients from this, even at the higher cost per lead that Google is now charging us, it is a no-brainer to be running these. So Google page 1 at the very top is the Google Local Service Ads section. Below that is then what is called the Google Ads section. So those of you that are relatively new to it, it can be confusing, what's the difference between Google Local Service Ads and Google Ads and, all these other advertising channels. The advertising platform that Google has been running for 20 years plus, it's been their main, advertising platform. And this differs to local service ads. So local service ads, you get charged each time for a lead. With Google Ads, it's a cost per click platform. You can select a particular location you want to go after. So let's say you're based in Vancouver. You can say, okay, for this particular area, I want my advert to show if someone types in house cleaning companies or cleaning services near me. You can select the various keywords that you want to target. Google will then show your advert each time one of those searches happens. And if someone clicks on your advert, then you are charged a number of dollars for that click. So once that person clicks, they'll likely be taken to your website, or if you know what you're doing, a specific dedicated landing page, that will convert at a higher rate. And then it's obviously up to you to try to convert that click to a lead, to a phone call. So Google charges you each time for a click. That differs to local service ads in that the local service ads is a cost per lead platform. So Google Ads is a much more complicated platform than Google Local Service Ads. So this gives us positives and negatives. So the positives, as I said, Google Local Service Ads is such a simple platform, and it is getting more and more saturated. It is very difficult generally for you to differentiate what you offer to other cleaning companies. However, with Google Ads, because it's a much more complicated platform, there are many, many more moving parts. You have You can, bid for different keywords. You can bid different amounts for keywords. You can use different bid strategies. Your advert will obviously be different to other cleaning companies. So straight away, there are lots and lots of different ways that you can differentiate what you offer to other cleaning companies. And because there is so much complexity, many people that are quite new to Google Ads or unsure of how to really use the platform, it can be very easy to waste a lot of money if you're not doing it correctly, or if you're not set up correctly. So many people will try, put in a few $1,000s, not get very good results, and then they'll stop. So this provides us an opportunity. If we are running Google Ads campaigns and we know what we're doing, then we have an advantage against all these other companies that don't. So whereas local service ads, it's a very saturated market, everyone is running ads in the Google Ads section, this is far less the case. It's a more complicated platform. You'll get fewer competition. And if you know what you're doing, you'll have a real edge. So this is the sort of second section on page 1 on Google. If we are running ads on Google local service ads and Google Ads, we are potentially in 2 spots on page 1. So if someone searches for, cleaning companies in my area, maybe they don't see your Google local service ads placement, but maybe they see you on Google Ads. So if we're running local service ads and Google Ads campaigns, then we are coming up twice. We're twice as likely for a potential client to come across our company and become a client of ours. So Google Ads is like the core platform, the cost per click platform that has been in place for 20, 30 years, really since the very early days of Google. It can be still a highly, highly effective advertising platform. And in fact, what used to be the case maybe 12 months ago was that, the lead costs with Google Ads tended to be a little bit higher than Google local service ads. But as local service ads has got more and more saturated, in actual fact, we're seeing, with many of the clients that we work with, that Google Ads is getting as much better cost per lead, numbers than Google local service ads. So Google Ads is the next section down, section 2 of page 1. So the third section is what I refer to as like the Google SEO listings. And really the way to think about listings, you can actually break it down into 2 parts. So the first part of Google SEO is like the map section. And, if you type in, cleaning companies near me, for example, you will see a map section in the middle of the page. You'll see 3 or 4 companies, you'll see their ratings, you'll see their names, addresses, that type of thing. And this is really what's referred to as the Google business profiles, the Google Maps sections. And that section is separate to the section below it, which is called the organic SEO listings. The organic SEO listings really refers to Google, scanning across the web. Someone types in cleaning companies in Vancouver, for example, they'll look at all the websites out there and they'll pick those individual pages of those websites which they think is most relevant to the searcher. So this differs to the map section. The map section, the proximity of where that cleaning company is listed, their actual address, versus where that potential client is actually doing the search. The proximity of those two is much more important. The ratings is much more important than the organic SEO. But in effect, many of the things that we do to try to get ranked in those top 3 companies for the map section, as well as the top listings in the organic SEO, there's lots of overlap involved with there. So I group those 2 parts, the maps listings and the organic as SEO. Generally, SEO ultimately will get you the lowest cost leads, lower cost leads than Google LSA and Google Ads. However, the issue is period, I would say, of at least 6 months upfront investment where, you are doing work to try and get your company ranked higher and higher. Obviously, all the locations across, the country, there would be many, many more than 3 cleaning companies, but obviously there are only 3 cleaning companies listed on the map section, for example. So a lot of that 6 months of work, what we're trying to do is to get, ranked from say page 8 to page 7 to page 6. And then once we get to page 1, that's where the interesting stuff really starts to happen. That's when we start to get an uptick in phone calls and inquiries. But obviously it takes a period of time of work to get us ranked to that position. So SEO is super important. It'll get you the lowest cost leads, but it will take you 6 months plus. And that's assuming you know what you're doing Obviously, if you're trying to do it yourself and, trial and error, it could take you many, many more months than that, and you may not even get there. Particularly in the bigger cities, there's much more competition. So it is harder to get ranked quicker than maybe in some of the more rural locations across the country. So, Google marketing, being visible on page one, if you are visible, if you are running local service ads, if you are running Google ads, and if you're visible in the map section and the organic section, you are visible on 4 spots on page one. So, if someone searches for your company, and your company is visible in those 4 spots, you have a much higher likelihood of that person eventually getting to your company than, say, if you're only running Google local service ads or only running Google ads, for example. And this is something that I call the Google domination strategy. This is a strategy I use in my own cleaning company today. And, we run this strategy with many of over 40 companies across the country. I'll drop the link to my agency, Project 83. We run Google ads and SEO campaigns for these cleaning companies to help them get more clients. But really, in 2024, as I said, we are in an interesting period. There's more price competition happening. We need to try to avoid competing on price, try to maintain that 50% labor cost number. However, with that in mind, Google is still the place to be. That's still where you'll find the best clients, the highest close rate. And within page one on Google, we want to be focused on the LSA, Google Ads and SEO areas to maximize our visibility on page one. The final thing I would say is that, once you generate these leads through these channels, you really, really want to work these leads. You've paid for these leads in one way or the other. And if you, say, try to call someone who's messaged you and don't get through, and then just decide that, you're not going to follow up with that person over the coming days, then you are leaving money on the table. You need to follow up with that person over a multiple period of days. You want to call them, you want to message them, you want to email them, you want to send them a text message. And this follow-up process is so important that if you are following up and you have a structured follow-up process, you will pick up clients a few days, even weeks after they made that initial inquiry. And, one of the key software that I think is super powerful for follow-up is a software called High Level. It has been transformative in my business, and we use it with many of our other cleaning clients that we work with. So in this next video, I'll give you an intro to what High Level is and how it works. So I hope you found this video helpful, and I'll see you on the next one.